Now this isn't the after shot. This is a film after that. But I've decided I'm going to take my little bike for a ride. First time in 9 months. And so I have to have the brakes adjusted. This is going to be the tip of the day. How to take moped brakes and to adjust them correctly. If you don't adjust them correctly, this is what happens. If you get them too tight while you're driving down the road, it heats this drum up really tight, really a lot, and it burns all the paint around here, as you can see. Now, it's very simple. There are some mopeds have adjustments up here and up here. Okay? Now this back brake goes down underneath the bike and it splits right here. We have one cable going to this wheel. We have another cable going to this wheel. Now that cable is 26 years old. Alright? They can pull at different rates. So we don't adjust the cable. We leave the cable exactly the way it is. We leave the brakes exactly the way they are, the handles. We adjust the brake drum to the cables. It may sound weird, but I'll show you. Now, we need to start from zero. And the way to start from zero, this is our brake adjustment right here. Now, if you look, see if I can zoom in on this. This tells you if your brake's good or bad. We have a little tiny pointer right here. And it has, that little pointer has a little arrow pointing up. You can see it pointing up. Okay? It's pointed up that way. Now if you look right here, there's a little tiny pyramid. Now when you adjust the brake down here, and this arrow is pointed at the pyramid, and they have this on all mopeds, when that arrow is pointed at the moped, when this arrow is pointed at the pyramid, right here, then you know you'll have to, God, that high definition is great. Then you know you have to change the brakes because your brakes are worn out. But for our deal, what we're going to do is adjust the brakes or the wheels to the cables. The way to do it is very simple. Now I'll have to do it on all three wheels. First of all, we spin the tire. Okay, it's good spinning, right? Okay, we're spinning the tire, everything else. All right. The next thing we want to do is we want to slowly tighten this up right here. Okay, and that pulls, this cable will pull this lever that way, and what it will do is take the clamshell brakes and open them. They'll open them right in there. And when they're fully open against the drum, this wheel won't move. So, see, it's getting tighter right there, right? Okay. Now look at that. Okay, it won't move. So let's back it off until it does move. Barely moves. No. I want it just to barely move. So it's not grabbing. And a little bit more. Now that's running almost free right there. So we know that that's zeroed to where the brake clamshell drum is barely hitting against the inner brake drum. Then what we want to do is back this off to 1, 2. Okay? So we know that's running free right there. Now we come up here and check we'll check the brake lever right here and say, well, is that good enough? And I think it is. Now you need the wheel off the ground to do this. Now we have, I know that this front brake is 2 adjustments from where the brakes are actually rubbing, because we don't want them to rub. Now what I'll do is I will take this wood out and I will put it in the back here somehow. I'm not sure just how I'm going to do this yet. But you can see the adjustment right there. See the adjustment? And if you look a little bit higher, you'll see this is a little arrow right there. And that little arrow will correspond with a little arrow right where my finger is, a little bit lower. I can't get a good picture on it. But what I will do is the same thing. I will lift this tire up off the ground and spin it. Then I will screw this in until the clamshells open and they barely grab on the tire. And then I will back that off like 2 turns until it comes in again. And I will do that on each tire. Now, the adjustments on each tire may be different. That doesn't matter. What matters is the way the cables pull on it. And if you'll notice right here, right up there, is the little tiny arrow that points to this pyramid on the nub. And when that happens down like that, then you know you'll have to replace them. So I'm going to do that, and then that's all I'm going to need to go for a ride on that. And then I'm going to take it out for a victory lap. I'm going to go downtown and show off. We just have a little downtown. It takes about 4 minutes to get there and about 1 minute to go through it. But I want to see if I get any looks, and I also want to check on my oil consumption, and I want to see how well these tires work, and I'll get back to you on that. So I've got the front brake adjusted right now, and I will adjust the back. I hope you like the bike.